Welcome, everyone. My name is Tanya Cottrell. I am a Blue Diamond Wellness Advocate with doTERRA, and I just want to welcome you to our conversation tonight. We like to call this a learn more because it's just an informational, and we do this on our team once every month at the beginning of the month. And I really love this particular Zoom meeting because the more that we see the income model of doTERRA come to life, the more excited that I get, that we all get. We get very excited when we see people's lives change with the products. But then when there's this income opportunity that can really bless families and households, I get excited because it was such a blessing to me and my family as well. And so I just want to start off before we get into it and mention I want to put your mind at ease because often people come in wondering, is this going to be one of those things where they're just trying to drag me in, trying to get as many people as they can. They're going to try to convince me for this opportunity, and I'm going to feel pressured to do something or to badger people or to be spammy. Absolutely not. First of all, we don't do spammy on our team. And really, that's not the culture of doTERRA anyway. But I want you to know this is for information so that you can make a decision according to what you're looking for in your life, within your values and your schedule and your commitments and your financial goals. So we're not in the business of convincing. I'm not in the business of convincing. I'm here to just share an incredible opportunity with you. And if that's something that you decide you want to pursue, then welcome. That's amazing. And we're here to support you in that. But this is just information. And at the end of the day, if it's not a good fit for you, then it's not a good fit for us on our team. So we have no interest in convincing anyone to do anything. We really want you to have the freedom to make choices for what's best for you and your family. So we're going to actually start by answering a common question that people have. And that is, well, as a wellness advocate, and that's what you're called in doTERRA. If you are earning income from doTERRA, then your account is called a wellness advocate account. When some of our customers or people that are not advocates look at what we're doing, they think, well, how do you know what you know? Like, how do you know all the information about the products? How do you become an expert on that so you can actually help someone with their health? And so I want to answer that question for you. And I want to reassure you, we're not experts. I'm not an expert, even though I have been an advocate with doTERRA for 12 years. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. I don't claim to be a doctor and we do not take on that role. We don't diagnose, we don't treat. We're basically like health coaches. We walk alongside individuals. That's that advocate word, right? We're advocating for their wellness and we educate them and we talk about natural solutions for foundational health because we want the body to be able to function optimally, to be able to heal in its own natural ways with just some natural tools that work very well. And so as an advocate, you're going to want to use a resource book. There's a few different ones out there. The one that I would recommend to you is called Modern Essentials, and you can order that online. Just ask the advocate you're working with or reach out to me. I'll tell you where to order it. It doesn't come from doTERRA. Recommendation books are kept very separate from the company because they can speak a little more freely in health if they're not tied to the company that's selling the products. And so we love the Modern Essentials book, and there's also an app that goes with that. And that is my number one main product recommendation tool. You can either purchase that book for yourself, or sometimes a lot of our advocates, so maybe check with your upline, they'll gift that to you when you get started if you enroll like 5 new customers your first month. We do that a lot. We help people that maybe don't want to have to spend money up front earn some of those foundational tools. So that's something you could look into. We also have access to tons of trainings from advocates on our team that have been teaching for years, but also doctors from doTERRA. We point you to that training so that you can learn, but also a lot of those are available to people that you're working with. So the role that you're playing is often um, promoting and connecting people to learning opportunities. So you're inviting to learn, recommending for people to learn and to take a look at recommendations they can consider for themselves. So we're giving people tools that they can use for self-care, for self-treating. Does that make sense? Those trainings and education, a lot of that is virtual, and the people that you are advocating for will find their own recommendations and information for supplements and essential oil usage through those. What you need to know is that we are here as a team and as a company to equip you with everything you need. I've had all the tools I've needed right at my fingertips, and you will too. And now I'm a big part of creating tools for you to use. And I love doing that because it takes the burden of, having the information to give people off of your shoulders so that you're just connecting people to the information. That's your primary role. Okay. So I want to give you just a little background on me and how I made the decision to become an advocate. Um, I wasn't looking for this opportunity at all. It actually came into my life at a time where I would have said, I don't have room for anything else right now. I had 4 young kids, including my youngest was 2. My husband was running a business out of our home, an office supply business, and I was running a salon that we built attached to my house that I was doing weekends and evenings. And then we were passing the baton back and forth, taking care of our kids. So in no way, shape, or form was I like, I need another business or an income opportunity or a side hustle. I wasn't looking for that at all. But I was introduced to doTERRA by a friend, and we saw pretty amazing results happen in our family immediately, like life-changing results in my health and my kids. And I just knew this is big. And people need to know about this. And so I started talking to just a few of my closest friends and family, saw them really embrace the oils and some supplements and also having amazing results. And I decided I need to go a little bit wider. And so just that very first month, I had my friend come and teach a couple of classes in my living room. This is in 2012. And we didn't have all of the tools we have now back then. We didn't have Zoom classes. We didn't have fancy books or handouts. We just had oils and some, photocopied pages. But what I saw was these products are powerful. The essential oils are powerful. And I saw people really excited about the results they're having. And so it sort of soft launched me into saying, I may need to take a look at this advocate opportunity. And I didn't think I had enough time, and I didn't think I had the skill set. I was horrible at sales in my mind. I couldn't sell a bottle of shampoo in my salon for the life of me. My husband was in sales, so I looked at him and said, I kind of want to do this, but am I crazy because you're in sales? I'm not. I can't do this. And he said, but you love to help people and teach people. Why don't you just try teaching people and see what happens? And so that gave me the freedom to kind of do it my way and just do it with this education model forward and this relationship model forward. And that works really well in doTERRA, which I didn't know. And that's how we approach it at doTERRA. We are not trying to drag people in, even to using the products. We're not trying to do slick salesman, techniques. We are educating and advocating and supporting and loving on people and serving them. And the business and the income flows out of that. And that's what happened to me. I saw it grow. I saw checks starting to come in. And even though I had no extra time, we had no extra time. I was able to make just enough part-time, just enough time in my schedule to get in front of people and get with people and share and teach. And that we started to see some income rolling in that we really desperately needed. That's another story for another day, but we had hit a ceiling and we were barely floating by, and we were not getting ahead where we needed to. So it was an answer to a problem we had that I never really realized that doTERRA could be a way for that. And so about a year later, I closed my salon completely because I was making quite a bit more income with doTERRA. And I was tired, and it was really hard to juggle that and be a mom. And this was so much better for me as a mom to be able to do while raising my kids. A lot of times I would be talking with someone at the park while our kids were playing, and it worked. Sometimes my husband would watch the kids and I'd go teach a class, but it worked and it grew. And long story short, that became life-changing income for our family, and even worked my husband out of his business to free us up. We did some travel. We've been able to help our kids have better educational opportunities without debt. We've been able to invest into some other streams of income that we would not have been able to, and plan for our future. And so I could go on and on and on, but that's just a little, in a nutshell, my story. And we have many, many stories in doTERRA like that. And we're just going to move on here to so you can actually hear, like, what does this look like and how does it work? So let's talk about the kind of support and training you receive. And then I am going to tell you in a little bit about, like, how does it pay? Like, how does the pay work? So first of all, the person that you sign up with in doTERRA is called your enroller, or you might have heard me use the word upline. Okay, so your upline will be your enroller, and your enroller's enroller, and so on and so forth. And so if you were to come and work with the person you signed up with on our team, I would be one of your uplines as well. But you have an enroller that's your direct support, and they're going to be the one to help you launch your doTERRA business. You will not be alone. We are there to support you and guide you as you start your doTERRA business and beyond. We do a lot as a team together as a group, but you'll work one-on-one with your enroller as well. And your enroller could live in a completely different place from you, and it's just fine because we work virtually. We work, we have a very geographically spread out team, and it works well. So our team offers online workshops. We have multiple each month, and those wellness workshops are usually on Thursdays. And then we have some additional topics that we work with other teams on a larger scale on a lot of Wednesdays for even more specialized health topics. But mainly you want to know that on Thursday nights, there are wellness workshops that you can funnel people into. And of course, you and your upline, you might do some of your own on other days or in-person classes as well. But our team offers those, so that's already built in, and you can just funnel people into those workshops, your friends, your family members, your coworkers, or anyone you know or meet. They could be in your neighborhood, or they could even live out of state, or even in another country. These are online, so it's easy for you to for your people to access, and for you to invite from all over the globe if you want to, or on social media, or however you connect to people. So when you watch these workshops, you will learn the flow of what we teach, what we cover, what the products do, etc. We follow the same format again and again, and we rotate. We have our, what used to be just one workshop split into three now. So we rotate between those three. And the first is going to be foundations of wellness. That's going to be nutrition and gut health. The second is going to move into metabolic support and our MetaPower system. And then the third is targeted support with essential oils and some of our specialized products like the sleep system, Deep Blue for pain, that kind of thing. Okay, so it's consistent with consistent visual aids and a talking track. So when you come and watch, you're going to absorb that information. And that was important for me. As I heard my enroller teach, I absorbed what she was saying, and I kind of had that basic script, and it was easy for me to learn so that I could go and teach it to people, whether it's in a conversation or in a presentation or a workshop or just sitting around a kitchen table. And pretty soon it was ingrained. I mean, it was really easy to share. So we encourage you to come to these multiple times so you can hear and learn by osmosis, even though you will have, access to all the materials as well. Wellness advocates can either come and sit in the bleachers and just learn by listening in that way, or you actually can sign up to take a turn teaching a section if you'd like, because we already have the script and the slides already there. You don't have to run anything but just read off the script. And anyone can start at any level. We try to keep it very easy, and you get to just be real. And if you make mistakes, it's fine, because I make mistakes and we all do. And we're just like natural, just like people, just neighbors sharing with neighbors. And that actually works really well. We have a team website that has everything you need for training resources so that you can work your way through the process of learning step by step. And if you're watching the replay of this, I'll be sure to put that link to the website in the description on YouTube so you can access that. On that page, you're going to have access to scripts, to training, product knowledge. You're going to have what to say guides, like how do I invite? How do I follow up? I don't want to badger people or spam people. You're going to have some guides so that you can say things in your own wording, but you kind of know, you have a starting point. So that website is like a one-stop shop. It's ever evolving. but it's always up to date. So it's a really easy access point. You can find everything you need there, including clear step-by-step guides so that you know how to do everything you need to know. And you'll learn it one step at a time. And then you can always go back to that website and just go on to the next step, find the next resource, learn how to expand from there. We also have a couple of important Facebook communities that are there for you to use, to invite people to, and for your customers to use as well, so that they get lots of support and learning right from those communities and Facebook groups. So you aren't having to reinvent that wheel. So the main one is called Drop by Drop. Hopefully you're already in there. And this is our product support group. And it's for all things: supplements, oils, wellness, metabolic. You can invite any customer that you have who has shopped through you or enrolled through you. You can invite wellness advocates that you bring on. You can also bring potential customers who are just starting to learn and maybe they haven't enrolled yet. On that group, we always say, reach out to your wellness advocate for ordering so that they'll always be redirected to you. And then we have a specialized one that, again, it's product support and it's open. You can invite anyone in the same way, but it's metabolic makeover and it's specific to the Metapower system with lots of before and afters in there. It's a great place for people to explore, learn, have continued support as they learn to use their Metapower system. And then we also have topical online classes. There's like a whole library. We post them almost on a weekly basis in the Drop by Drop group, but there's also a whole library you can have access to just watching replays on topics from anything from caring for babies or thyroid support or pets or stress, just anything and everything under the sun. So you can just kind of binge and learn as you want, but you can have those resources and just pass those links on to someone if they're like, I'm having some issues with my thyroid. You should watch this video. How easy is that, right? And then you've got a lot of these, you can have doctors that come on, but they're really easy for people to digest, understand, and go, oh, here's my simple solutions that I can start using to address this issue. So a lot of the selling is done through those educational resources. And of course, the products sell themselves because they work. So that you're just that point person that's connecting people to tools, and let the tools kind of be the magic. Once they see them work, they will want to keep purchasing them. We also have business support Facebook groups. And so you'll want to be in at least one team-wide group run by a diamond level leader and potentially others, depending on whatever your direct upline recommends. So I'm a blue diamond, so I run a group for our whole team. A lot of our resources are in there. It's called the Freedom Tree. You're welcome to join that group, but you might also have a direct enroller that has their own group that they want you to be in. You don't need to be in every single group, but make sure that you are plugged into whatever your immediate upline is doing. And then in either my Facebook group or one of our diamond leaders running a Facebook group for business support. So you get all of the announcements being passed down from corporate to the diamonds to pass on to the team. So do talk to your enroller and make sure you've been added into each of these groups, and then you'll have them at your fingertips. So for specific business support, every Monday evening, our team has a great business training and support group available for you right on Zoom. Actually, the first Monday of the month, dōTERRA has a training for the whole company. So we don't meet as a team on that night. You would do that. It's called Empowered Success monthly. And then every other Monday, we meet as a team at 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Zoom. So make sure you get that link to join from your enroller, and we do all kinds of topics and support, and we do a lot of discussion, and it's a place you can ask questions, and we're just there to mentor and coach you along the way. So let's just review what we've gone over so far. This is my main point. You don't have to create anything at all. You can, if you're creative and you want to create more things or make your own class, you can, but you don't have to. And most people are just really comfortable using the resources that are already done for them. So it's done for you. So that hopefully gives you a sense of, reassurance. You also don't need to run any of your own Facebook groups online. You can just simply plug your customers into the existing communities. Now, one thing that plays a big role in the success of growing a dōTERRA business is the power of testimonials. We encourage our customers to share the stories of how the products are impacting their lives. These are powerful, and others can learn from their experiences. And we see that even in the Facebook groups where people are sharing, wow, I just used this and it completely took care of this issue for me, and others learn from that and go, well, I have that issue too. Maybe I should look at that. So it's almost like what we call in marketing, they call social proof. You're just within a social community, you're learning from each other and building belief in the product and selling it to each other. So customers selling to customers, but of course they're going to order through their advocate or through their account set up through you. And so you benefit. It's incredibly rewarding to get to be a part of the work that changes so many people's lives. And it also helps us to educate other people to use the product. So I just worked with someone who ordered doTERRA through me just for the very first time about a week ago. And I won't tell you what her health issue is right now, but because it's one that would probably get censored on YouTube. But let's just say she was coughing a lot and she was really struggling to bounce back from an illness. And I got her connected first with some breathe oil, and then I got her a sample of breathe oil so she could get started right away. And then she got an order coming, and then she had that within a few days. And I checked in 2 days later just to be like, how did you make it through the weekend? And she was like, oh my goodness, I feel great. I just got back from an event and I had so much fun. I cannot believe how much I bounced back. That just blesses my heart because she was really struggling. That's the kind of work we get to do all of the time. Again, I'm not saying here's a cure. I'm saying here's some tools to support you as you're recovering. And she's amazed and she's super excited about her products. And it's just fun. It's just fun to hear the rewards that people have, sometimes with things they've battled with for years, mental health, mood, pain, um, you name it. It really blesses me is when people see their children get help, because that just warms my mama heart. So, let's talk about some things that make doTERRA special and stand apart in comparison to other companies, because maybe you've been in some kind of a direct sales before, or you're comparing companies, and I want you to know why doTERRA is unique and different. What makes me just like, I'm all in with doTERRA. Like, this is a committed partnership because I know I can trust the company. And from a financial planning standpoint, I know they're really solid. And I want you to know why I have that assurance for me. So one of the issues is called customer retention rate. Customer retention rate, I didn't know what that was when I came in, but it's really significant. And I'll explain that to you in a minute. But first, I want you to know doTERRA has the highest retention rate in the whole industry, the highest. So right there, right then and there, that should say something to you. Hang on 1 second there. I want to make sure. Okay. So what is a retention rate? The average retention rate in the direct selling industry is between 13 and 20%. And doTERRA's retention rate is 65% and is held really strong since the company was founded in 2008. So this is basically when someone has orders from doTERRA, are they going to reorder? They have an account. Are they going to reorder on their account? So 65% of people order again within that quarter. So within 3 months. Most customers are actually ordering monthly because of our fantastic loyalty program, which is called doTERRA Rewards. And it's like subscriptions for products they're reusing. And doTERRA rewards them with amazing rewards. You probably know this. You can cash out for a free product. So a lot of people do that as a monthly order. Now, if you look at an annual retention rate, it's even higher. It's 73% of how many people order yearly. So make sure if you're comparing companies, are they measuring quarterly or annually? But again, when they show a quarterly retention rate, they're probably going to be 13 to 20% or even lower. Some of them are like 8. That means you have to drum up new business every single month to replace almost all of the same income. Whereas at doTERRA, 65% is going to roll back in with reorders. And then you're just adding more to grow as you go. So this retention rate tells us 3 things. 1, people love our products because they continue to buy them. 2, people love being rewarded for purchasing monthly. They love our subscription program and the rewards that they get. And 3, people are feeling better. Otherwise, why would they keep continuing to purchase their products month after month? When they work, they work. And 12 years in, I have customers I have been watching reorder the same products for 12 years. They're not obligated to. They're just product users that love their product. They don't want to go without them. So there are a few things that doTERRA does exceptionally well. I really want to spotlight for you tonight. Number one, doTERRA has two separate tracks, two different kinds of accounts. And this is really neat how they do this. So there's a wholesale customer account, which most people are because they're just shopping at a discount and they get the same discount we get, but they don't have to feel that obligation of being a distributor, right? Or something like that, which a lot of companies do. And then there's the wellness advocate account. 91% of the open accounts are customer accounts. That means that the majority of those who are ordering every month, they're not doing it because they're required to earn a paycheck, because they're like a distributor. They're customers. They order every month simply because they love the product. And that's hugely important. Hugely important. That means our foundation of reselling is based on amazing products, not on some, just an opportunity like some companies that might be a little shady would be. The number two, doTERRA's rewards program is highly effective. They give both the customers and the wellness advocates a percentage back on every order they place through this program. Customers love getting this kickback when they purchase what they're using in their home, because they can then take those points and redeem them for free product, and it helps to cut their costs down. So we're in the business of saving people money on their healthcare and on their doTERRA products, which feels really good. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to take money from people. It feels like I'm putting money back in their pockets. That really freed my mind up from that whole fear of sales thing, to be honest. Customers and advocates can also earn free shipping on orders that are at 100, and the free product of the month if they order 125 in product value by the 15th of the month. And every month it's a different product. And so if they do that every month, they can literally build a collection of 12 oils or products across the year for free. And they love that. It's like being part of a club where they get those free products. There's also special ways to bundle certain supplements and products as add-ons through that program. So they get even a deeper discount when it's on subscription because they can bundle. So that really helps us with that retention rate. And it helps you as an advocate have a more stable residual income. So that rewards problem helps to keep all of our costs down. You can benefit from it too. And it helps you to grow a loyal customer base with people who regularly order, which means more steady paychecks for you. So one difference between a wholesale customer account and a wellness advocate account is that customers have something called a referral link. Actually, advocates have that too, but we really love to have customers use their referral link in a special way. When a customer uses their referral link, and they share it on social media, or they text it to a friend, or they're talking to someone at the store and they say, here's a referral link so that you can get 25% off your products with this referral link. That customer, the friend gets the discount. The customer gets rewarded with 20% of their friend's purchase in something called doTERRA dollars, which the way I explain it to people is it's like a digital gift card in their account. So I go to my customer and say, did you know you have a digital gift card in your account that you can just keep loading up with more credit that you can spend on free product? When you use a referral link with people, it loads up that gift card and then you just cash it out. You can use it to spend on product. You can even pay for your sales tax if you have that. Anything. You can even pay shipping unless you're at that higher mark where your shipping's free. They love it, and it gives us a way to encourage customers to share it without having to be a distributor or a wellness advocate. It gives them a way to afford to take care of their families if they're on a tight budget. And when they use that referral link with their friend, that actual customer enrolls with the wellness advocate above them. So if it's your customer, when they refer their friend, they get rewarded with account credit, but guess who gets the sale? You do. You get credit for that actual enrollment order and you get a paycheck on it. So it's so awesome. It's like a win-win-win for everyone. Our customers naturally share what they love with people they know, and doTERRA rewards them for doing that. When they do that, then that order is credited to you. You get a paycheck on it. You get commission, and doTERRA rewards the customer with that account credit and loads it up in their account. It's the opportunities are endless. The leads can be endless for you when you teach your customers to use that link, and they're just like, oh, thank you. I love using this because it's helping me get my vitamins or my oils and get a lot of it for free so I can take care of my kids and myself. So whenever someone's like, oh, I want doTERRA, but I can't afford it, I love that we have strategies to say, let me show you how you can. We work with people all the time on tight budgets. We have some tricks and strategies that can help you get your product paid for, whether it's through account credit or you could be an advocate and actually earn from doTERRA to pay for your product. So other than that, a wellness advocate account is exactly the same as a wholesale customer account. It's just the one difference. As an advocate, we earn actual income from doTERRA. Instead of being paid in that account credit, then we get paid actual money. It just, you set it up to direct deposit into your bank account. It's awesome. So you're either going on a shopping spree with account credit if you're a customer, or you're earning cold hard cash, in your bank account if you're a wellness advocate, and you get to choose. So doTERRA's retention is not a fluke. That 65%, it's not a fluke. It's been very steady for the entire life of the company. Their products are reliable, and their products help people's health, and their products prompt people to share with others. So then you get to decide. There's a lane for everyone. If you want to stay in the customer lane, you can stay in the customer lane and you'll be rewarded for it. But if you're thinking, well, I'm probably going to be sharing this with a lot of people anyway, that's what I thought. I'm like, well, I'm already telling everybody about it. I might as well get paid. I might as well get some money dropping into my bank account for sharing. Then if that's you, you might want to take advantage of the support that this team provides as, just hopping into that wellness advocate lane. Either way, you'll be benefiting from everything that doTERRA provides. So one thing that has stood out to me is that doTERRA is a science and research company. They take science and research seriously, like really seriously. They do clinical trials and clinical testing. They do third-party testing. We have universities that have chosen to do research on our oils, like independently, and then we can share that research. There are so many well-respected, highly credible doctors, specialists, and scientists on the Scientific Advisory Council at doTERRA. So not only do we have this quality product, but it's all backed by research. And that means that as a wellness advocate, I can have a lot of confidence in offering our products to people because all this research and all these medical professionals are backing me up, and I can cite the things that I'm sharing. Okay, so I'm going to put a PDF link in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, I will put that in the description as well. So if you want to follow along, you can. This is like, I don't know, a 10-page booklet that you can order from doTERRA and get a hard copy, or you can just look at it like an ebook online. We're not going to go through all 10 pages, but there's a few visual aids in there that I'm going to show you on the slides. But that's a link. If you want to print it out and actually have a little booklet, you can. So when we're looking at any wellness advocates organization, customer accounts will typically be about 90% of that organization or team's volume. So like everyone who loves and uses doTERRA that has either a customer account or a wellness advocate account on my team, they're called part of my downline or my organization. All of their orders accumulate together for what we call our volume, our organizational volume. And that's just the volume of me and what I've ordered and everyone below me. And that would be for you and anyone below you. That's going to be your team's organizational volume, which we also call OV as an acronym. So about 90% of the orders on your team are coming from customer accounts. About 10% of a healthy team will come from wellness advocate accounts. So if you decide to move forward in that advocate lane, we're going to train you to share with people and give them the options. And you're going to want to kind of look for that ratio. Like you're sharing the product with people, you're getting a lot of customer accounts in there, but about 10% of them will probably opt into the advocate lane and have that kind of account. So they're inviting and growing your team by inviting people, which is great because you get to multiply your growth. That's about the ratio that you're looking at. All right. If you're sharing that option with them, which we encourage you to do. Now, in doTERRA, we like to do things in groups of threes. So when you become an advocate, your first goal, well, your first goal is going to be learning how to share the products with people, but your other first goal, so those are they're kind of equal in weight, is to find 3 business partners that you'd love to work with who also want to jump into that advocate lane. Now, you might find someone whose company you enjoy a lot and you know they're a hard worker, and so you want to invite them to work with you, or you might find someone who has a lot of influence and is a leader in your community, or someone who is just like an average person that's looking for some extra income and wants to diversify with other streams of income, like, you know, just maybe someone you can relate to that is a stay-at-home mom or works in your industry and is just out there trying to figure out how to take that next step in their income plan for their life. You could also find someone who's just drawn because they want to do something meaningful with their life. They want to help people with the products. It's such a diverse group in doTERRA. So that's kind of up to you. And we just kind of like to cast a net out there and invite people that we think are quality people of integrity that would be nice to work with and see who says yes. And some will say no, and that's okay. But it's fun to have people come on and get to partner with people. And so once you find your first 3 business partners, then you're going to help them find their 3. And this is just a little secret to success I'm giving you, just like a hint up front, because it helps create something called multiplication. And so your volume that you're getting paid on will not just be all the customers you bring in. You'll get paid on customers that the advocates, your business partners, will bring in as well. So doTERRA has been in business since 2008. So what is that? I think it's been 15 years actually now. Or is that 16 years? I lost track. They grew to be a $1 billion company in their first 7 years. Now, here's what's significant about that. That is the same exact growth rate as a company you may have heard of called Apple. Today, doTERRA is a $2.5 billion debt-free company, which has postured them to be an incredibly stable company, even in today's economy. Now let's talk, I'm gonna sidebar off my outline for a second, and let's talk about today's economy. You may have noticed, especially if you have been with another direct sales company, this year in 2024, there's been a shift. There's been a lot of companies that have closed, sold to outside investors, or they have basically dumped their distributors to move into like an affiliate model because they're in a tailspin financially and our economy has made it very hard for them. And it is very sad to see that happening to their distributors. And I'm sidebarring here because that's brought up a lot of questions. People are saying, what about doTERRA? Are they going to do that? We are in a different category altogether. And I say this as someone who's putting my eggs in this basket for my family's livelihood, and I trust them. And this is why. One, I know the owners, I know their hearts, I know their commitments. 2, they've put it in writing to us as recently as last week. They will never do that. They will never drop their advocate driven model. That will be how they market the company, is through advocates and paying us commission. But more importantly than that, it's privately owned and debt-free with no outside investors and zero need for outside investors. So we don't have stockholders they have to answer to. And this is the pattern we see when companies do that. They become beholden to stockholders, people that have no interest in serving the customers or the product integrity or purity or quality. They look at the bottom line. They want to increase profits, cut expenses, make their stockholders happy. So they will make ruthless decisions to save their own backside, basically. And their distributors have sometimes lost full livelihoods over it. And it's very sad. And my heart goes out to those who have done that. That is not going to happen at doTERRA because we are positioned so differently with that retention rate and being debt free. Our owners started in 2008. They actually had a huge investment offer, $5 million to start the company, and they turned it down. You know why? Because that investor wanted 51% control of the company. And they said, no, we can't do that because our mission isn't to be the biggest and the most profitable. Our mission is to bring the world pure essential oils because no one else is doing it. And we know the power and how many lives it could change. So they literally mortgaged their own homes and they sacrificed a lot. They sacrificed a lot and their families sacrificed a lot to get the company off the ground. But we get to benefit from that because they were able to grow the company and it grew far beyond their dreams without any outside investment and no debts. And so they have freedom. They have financial freedom. They are weathering the storm of the economy incredibly well. And I have so much confidence in them. So I could talk more about that. If you want to know more about the history of doTERRA and what they did to get us in that position from the beginning. Get a tissue box. It's a moving story. It's a 14-minute video. Go to YouTube and type in doTERRA Genesis video. It will bless you. It is such a beautiful story. I'm going to get back onto my outline now. There are 10 million customers globally. And as you as an advocate get to choose to have customers and advocates under you from anywhere in the world, you can actually grow a global business, which is very cool. I think under me, I have people in like 27 countries now. It's so fun to look at the map and see like, oh my goodness, we've got someone in South Africa. We've got someone in Israel. We've got someone in India. It's so neat. doTERRA is the world's largest essential oil company. There are 7 founders, and together they have over 150 years of experience in the essential oil industry. Again, our company is privately held. It's a big deal because they can keep the success of our customers and the success of us as advocates at the front of every decision that's being made. In fact, when other companies are reducing pay for their distributors, or they're dumping them altogether, do you know what doTERRA is doing? They are in the process right now. It's just getting FTC approval, and it should be rolling out in a few months, I think, of making improvements to our compensation plan so that we can actually earn more money. Yeah, it's exciting. I've heard what some of those are. I cannot say, but it's going to be good. They're taking good care of us. They don't need to answer to investors. They can stick to their commitments to never compromise on the purity and the quality of the oils and the products. And that's what gives us that retention rate, because the products keep working because of the quality. So you might be wondering, well, how many advocates and customers are there already? Are there already too many? Is there room for me? What you're asking about is called saturation rates. Okay, that's a good question. I had that question too. And I like to track this. I like to look at the retention rate in states and just across the US. And of course, any country outside of the US, the retention rate is like not hardly even measurable because it's so new. But in the US population, because we are a US American founded company, we're at a 2.5% saturation rate. So we've got a long way to go before saturation will ever be an issue. I just enrolled a couple of people. I promise you, you can still do it. You can still enroll. We've got people enrolling 20 plus people a month. There's no shortage of people who are looking for help with their wellness, I promise. Another cool thing is that we are also seeing men do this business as well as couples doing it together. We've always had that, but it's starting to increase. And at our global convention this year, about 40% of the attendees were actually men, which is a huge influx. So there's a huge presence of international advocates as well from all over the world. There truly is a place for everyone in doTERRA. It's a business that anyone can do. It's pretty neat. All right, we're going to jump into that income piece that I saved for the end. Now, of course, income isn't the only reason that people love being an advocate. We talked about that before. It's so rewarding, and we love making the impact and helping people. And honestly, I like being part of helping our growers that live in developing countries, because income is flowed to those communities as well when we're doing our job. So it's really fun. That's that co-impact model that doTERRA has. Our sourcing partners are being helped, our customers are being helped, we're being helped, and we all work together, and all tides rise together, right? So we love making that impact. But, I'm going to be honest with you. As an advocate, I'm not just doing this as a volunteer, even though I probably still would be telling people about it, even if I didn't get paid, because I can't help it. And that's why, I had somebody reach out to me with a question last night. She's someone else's customer, not on our team. I don't make anything off of that. I took some time to help her with a major health issue. I'm happy to do that. It's not all about making money. When we bless people, what we sow, we reap, right? It all comes around. But we need to talk about the income piece, because most of us are focused on building another stream of income through doTERRA. And that's a good thing. That's a noble thing. That's a thing that we can do with wisdom for our family and our future planning. We love helping people with their wellness, but we also love getting paid as we do it. So I'm going to share a little bit about our compensation plan. And this is where we're going to get into that booklet. So if you haven't opened that link up yet, you might want to do that now. Now, we're not going to get really super deep into the weeds here, because it can get a little complicated to digest it all at once. You'll learn that as you go. And we have trainings for you that you can get access to later. And it makes sense. It's like playing a board game. You don't quite understand the rules, but sometimes you just jump in, you get some guidance from the person next to you, and then the strategy starts to come together as you go, right? You'll learn all of that. But I do want you to see some numbers, and you can get some more in-depth information from your wellness advocate. But let's at least kind of cast a vision for what is possible so you can see that. Okay, so write down questions as we go through this, because then you can reach out and ask, and you can reach out to me. You can find me easily on Messenger, and ask me if your direct support doesn't have that answer. All right. There are 4 ways to get paid in doTERRA. So give me a second. I'm going to get my screens. I'm going to get my screen share going. 1 second here. The button keeps hiding on me. There it is. They change it, I swear, on a weekly basis. All right. Here, you should be able to see that now. And then let me get that full screen. There we go. So that's the cover of that booklet that I put the link to in the chat. All right. And then when you open it up, you're going to see this 2-page spread that's really nice, that goes over some of those details I went over with you about the strength of our company. But now we're going to move into this. Now, don't get overwhelmed with all of this chart and all the numbers. I'll direct you. We're going to break it down and look at a couple of things. So there are 4 ways that you get paid at doTERRA. So you'll notice 4 color blocks on the right side of the page. The first thing we're going to talk about is called our rank pay. Now, as you enroll new customers, so when I say enroll, that means someone buys through your link. It automatically is going to give them a wholesale account with their first purchase. So they're enrolled. That means they're tied to you. From this point forward, when they log in and reorder, you're going to get paid on those reorders too. So that's what we mean by enroll. Then when they place an order, you now have volume on your team. Remember, I told you that OV, organizational volume. There's a dollar amount to their products, and there's a PV amount, which stands for product value. Each product has that, each bundle has that, each kit has a PV amount. One reason that we talk a lot about PV and we use that is so that we have the same language when we're talking about a product value, depending on what market you're in. So if you have someone shopping in Canada, or someone shopping in France, or someone shopping in South Africa, and we use different currencies, like monetary currencies, we're all using the same currency at doTERRA called PV. So PV is our standard currency. The total volume on your team is called organizational volume, or OV. When you have at least, I'm going to direct you to the yellow box that has a letter E in it. Do you see it at the lower left-hand part of the chart? That stands for elite. So we're going to talk about rank levels. So as an advocate, as you grow your organization, you reach different ranks and you get a new title in the company. And that puts you at a different pay level, basically. So I'm going to point out a few key ranks so that you can see how that pay works and how that multiplication piece works. So when you have at least 3,000 organizational volume of that PV on you and everyone down below you in a month, you reach the level of elite. Now, it says here that you'll enroll 15 people. That's just an average. That's not a requirement. It's just giving you an idea about, on average, how many customers or downline do you have to kind of reach that mark. It's usually about 15 people. And there are some ranks below elite, but this is an important one. Elite, I call the building block in doTERRA. So that's where I like to have people focus their first major goal. Once you get to that 3,000 OV, you are an elite, and the average income, now, not everyone gets paid the same amount. You get paid on average. doTERRA takes all of the people at a certain rank and they pay it out, and that's reported to the IRS. You know, it's reported to you that you report to the IRS. So it's all documented. They take those amounts and they average it across each month and across a year to give us these averages. So when you average people at the elite mark, they're generally bringing in about $365 per month. I know it's tiny writing. You can kind of zoom in and see, but I'll read those numbers to you. As we work our way up, you'll see different averages for different ranks. So at elite, you don't even have to have other advocates on your team. They can all be customers or they can be advocate. It all gets pulled together. You get to 3,000, that's your rank. So we're going to pop up, and the next rank is premier, but I'm going to skip past that because just for the sake of time, because premier is kind of an in-between, right? It's important, but it's in between. But we're going to go up to the next one, which is an S, and it's called silver. So, and you'll understand why I skipped and to show you this in a second. Remember when I said we like to do things in threes? This is where that concept becomes a little clearer. So at the rank of silver, you now need to have 3 business partners. Remember, I said that's a number one goal. Start looking, start asking. And it takes different amounts of time for people. But when you have those 3, you're going to help to support them to reach their goal of elite. And when they each have that 3,000 and they become an elite, then you are a silver. So 3 separate, what we call legs under advocates that are elites makes you a silver. So right there, elite is a building block. You learn how to become an elite, and then you teach 3 people how to become elites, and that pops you up to silver, and premier you kind of hit along the way. The average income at a silver rank is more than $2,500 a month. The next rank is gold. That's again kind of an in-between rank because it's based on on having 3 premiers under you. But the average rank or income for a gold is over $5,500 a month. Now, one thing that you want to note is that down at the bottom, you're going to see the average time to reach each rank listed. What doTERRA did was they looked at all the golds in the company and they calculated how long it took them to get to that rank. And it's a huge variation. That's what I want you to know, because everybody chooses differently. So the amount of time it takes for across the company, like company-wide, on average, to get to gold is 27 months. On our team, we have a lot of support. And so we want to help people reach their goals as fast as possible. And some people want to be overachievers. If you want to do that, you can, but it's everyone's journey and everyone's journey is different. And there's a lot of variety. And so if you want to take the slow track, you can. If you want to go faster than this, you can. But these numbers just reflect company-wide averages. So you can kind of do with that average as you wish and make your own choice. The growth rate that someone experiences has everything to do with how consistent they stay in doing the work that it takes and how much they commit to learning how to build their income stream effectively. So if you start and then you take big breaks and you're starting and stopping, it's going to really slow you down. But if you just are consistent, even on a very part-time basis, but if you're consistent and you're teachable and are able to learn what we have to teach you, you'll be able to see that pace pick up. Again, we have all the tools you need. We have all the support you need. You can choose your work hours. You can choose your commitment level. You can choose your consistency level. And in turn, you're going to choose the pace that you want to be on, and you're going to work towards the goals that you choose. It's not a one size fits all. You decide the trajectory that you want in doTERRA, and you can change that choice as you go. So let's move up to platinum. We're going to work off that elite building block again. At this rank, you're working with those same 3 partners and you're helping them to get to silver. So what do they have to do to get to silver? There are 3 elite building blocks. So those 3 advocates will each have 3 elites who have to achieve that 3,000 OV, and then they're silver. And as soon as you have the 3 silvers, you're now a platinum. Your average income as a platinum, well, across the company, is over $10,000 a month. So next, jumping up to diamond, you're going to see from this rank on where you're adding another leg from those 3, you're adding a 4th. Sorry, there's a fly coming after me. So when you have your 3 silvers, you're a platinum, then you're going to add a 4th partner on a separate leg, and you're going to really focus on helping them get up to silver. And when that person does, and you've already got 3 strong ones off and running, so you're laser focusing on helping that 4th, that puts you at the rank of diamond. And the average income for a diamond is over $17,000 per month. Before we go on to the final 2 levels, I want to say that I understand we can look at these numbers and think, who makes that kind of money? Is it just a handful of people? You know, how possible even is this? I asked all those questions, so I get it. No, at doTERRA, there are over 1,000 people who are at the diamond level. Over 1,000. As we go on to the next levels, I'll tell you the averages there too. So the last 2 ranks we're talking about are blue diamond and presidential diamond. So we had our 4 silvers at diamond. Remember, 4 silvers make you a diamond. To go to blue diamond, you're going to add a 5th. And then all 5 of those need to rank up to gold. And then you're a blue diamond. That's where I'm at. I've got my 5 legs and they hit gold. I'm a blue diamond. Now the average income for a blue diamond is $41,000 per month. And then this is in the US. So all of these, if you're in another country or Canada, you have to kind of do your own conversion on your currencies to figure out how much that is in your currency. In doTERRA, there are over 300 blue diamonds in our company. So there are more than 300 people who are making that kind of life-changing amount of money. Finally, we have the presidential diamond rank. With blue diamond, you had your 5, and then here you're adding a 6th. Do you see the pattern? And then you're helping everyone rank up again to that platinum level. And the average income for a diamond, a presidential diamond, is over $114,000 per month. Again, are there, I went to a presentation from another company once. By the way, this company has since gone out of business. They were really, they were 20 plus years old, and they called their top ranked presidential diamond as well. And you know what they said? I could not believe what I was hearing because I was used to doTERRA. They said, we haven't had anybody hit that rank yet, but we're really close. And the income average was way less. It was like, what? No one has achieved it, and you're over a 20-year-old company? Like, that's not sending off alarm bells in your mind? We have in doTERRA more than 100 people who are at presidential diamond, and that's pretty amazing. So that doesn't mean that everyone who's on here or watching the replay is going to say, hey, yeah, that's me. I want to get to presidential diamond. We don't expect that of you if that's not what you want, but we want you to see that you don't have to be just like the one person in the company who hits the top. It's really there for anybody who wants to do it. If you want to build a business and you think, I like that diamond spot, I really think I could go for diamond. That's life-changing income. And there's over 1,000 people doing that and growing. You don't even have to be the best at it. Just average people doing this. It's all about consistency and commitment to doing it. And you can do it part-time if you want to. You can be really good at what you do and hit that diamond spot. You just learn the simple things that we teach you and you use those tools. It's all about taking a look at what your goals are and talking to the person who invited you here. And if you want to be that presidential diamond, I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader and we will give you all the tools. I mean, that's my goal I'm working towards. When I came in here, I just wanted to get my products paid for. And then I thought maybe I could earn $1,000 a month. Maybe I could be a silver. And when I hit those marks, my vision expanded and I said, no, I think I want to be a diamond. And then I can go beyond that, So it's fun how that can expand as our belief grows. So just to give you a picture of what's possible, on our team alone, we have 96 people who have reached the rank of silver. We have actually, I have to change that number. I was going to say 49, but we actually have 50 now who have reached the rank of gold or platinum ranks. We have 11 who have reached diamond. And we have 3 that have reached blue diamond. We have many directly above us who have even reached presidential diamond. And there's actually, you can even go beyond that because you can become double diamond, double blue, double presidential, triple diamond, because you can build new organizations. And we have some upline that have achieved that. So it's pretty interesting. There's no cap, there's no ceiling. So you can see the breakdown of the ranks here. But there are 3 other ways you make income along the way. And those play into those averages. So we're going to go out of order here a little bit on those box on the right. And I'm going to show you the one that's on the bottom, that kind of rust color box. We're going to look at something called fast start bonus. When you enroll a new customer for their first 60 days, you will make 20% of everything that they order. When your advocate business partners bring on new customers, they will make that same 20%, but then you will make 10%. So the fast start bonus actually goes up 3 levels. You make 20% on anyone you enroll in their first 60 days. And then you make 10% on anyone you personally enrolled. You make 10% on anyone that your personally enrolled advocate business partners enroll. Okay. They earn their 20% and then you make the 10%. And then that goes 1 level up because the person who enrolled you makes 5%. So let me play this out a little bit differently. Let's say you enrolled Jan as an advocate. You get paid 20% when she enrolls. But let's say Jan enrolls Frank. Jan gets paid 20%, you get paid 10%. Your enroller gets 5%. But let's say Frank is an advocate as well and enrolls Bill. So Frank earns 20% on Bill's order. Jan earns 10% on Frank's order, or on Bill's order, and you earn 5%. on Bill's order. Okay. I'm making those names off as I go. So I hope I got those in the right order. So Fast Start bonus is awesome because you get paid weekly, and it is meant to give you fast cash in your pocket while you're building more of a pipeline of residual income through the other methods of being paid. So every Thursday, you get a little drop in your bank account. Fast Start is paid out on any new customer or advocate in their first 60 days that they're enrolled with dōTERRA. Okay. Now let me say that again because it confused me at first. It's not your first 60 days. It's every customer when they come in, the clock starts and they have 60 days. They don't know it, but that's how dōTERRA is tracking it. That Fast Start pays out on their orders for 60 days of from when they started with their account. Fast Start commission is great because it just gets you fast cash and supplements you while you're working your way up to the higher paid ranks. After a customer has had their account for 60 days, no one gets paid Fast Start on it anymore, but you and 7 levels of upline get paid something called unilevel, and everyone earns a different percentage depending on how far away they are from that customer. So the percentage you earn depends on what level that customer's account lands in your organization. So something that's unique to dōTERRA, I'm going to move on here. This is called unilevel, and it is very different in dōTERRA compared to other companies because it's flipped upside down. You get paid a higher percentage the deeper the level. Other companies do it the opposite. They pay you the higher percentage on those that are closest to you, and then that percentage dwindles as someone is lower in your organization. But it's different for dōTERRA. It's flipped upside down. That pays you way more on the same amount of sales and people, because as your organization grows deeper, you've got advocates enrolling people, it's going to get wider too. So you're going to get paid a higher percentage where there's more people on those lower levels. We get paid a higher percentage on the levels that have the most people. Now that's amazing. In fact, you can actually take the same exact sales volume with the same exact structure, and you can run the volume through the compensation plan formula of other direct sales companies and run it through dōTERRA's plan. And you'll see that dōTERRA plays out a much higher amount on the same sales volume than others. So you could actually take your same organization, but if you use another company's plan and saw, well, what is it going to spit out to drop in your bank account? It will pay you a lot less because of that flipped upside down concept. I've yet to see any other company that pays even close to what dōTERRA does when compared across the board like that. So the last exciting way that you get paid is called the Power of 3 bonuses. And it's a really great bonus that you can earn on top of regular pay. In fact, how I encourage people to think of it as you have your ice cream sundae with whipped cream, and that's your other types of pay. And Power of 3 is like a cherry that goes on top. It's just a bonus. It's not based on rank. It's just based on how you structure your organization in groups of 3s. Even your, well, we'll teach you that. We'll teach you how to do that, but it's a structure reward. So you can start earning this right away, even in your second month, if you get your first level of structure in there. So how it works, it has everything to do with our rewards program when people are going on subscription. If you've got a customer or an advocate that's ordering on subscription of at least 100 PV or more, and you get 3 of them on your first level, then you earn a $50 bonus every month. Okay. You do have to combine your total in and it makes 600 altogether. So you need a little extra coming in from somewhere, but that's how you earn. It's a structure and a total volume. You get a $50 cherry on top every month. But this duplicates 2 more levels. So it's really cool is if when you have 3 that are advocates, you teach them how to get their 50. So they go get their 3, they get their 50. When they earn their 50, you earn 250 on top. So you get a bigger cherry on top. And then 1 more level. When those 3 earn their 50 under your 3, they get their 250. And now you actually get a $1,500 a month bonus. So it's a much bigger cherry on top. So you help people build towards their Power of 3 bonuses too. When we help other people, our check grows too. It's pretty awesome. So those are the 4 main ways you get paid on dōTERRA. There's one more. Once you get up to the level of Premier and above, you start to get profit shares in dōTERRA. And with each rank, you get more shares and bigger slices of the pie. That's based on the revenue coming in across the market, not just you and your team. It's how well did the company do? You get a sliver of the pie, and those can really add up in those higher ranks as well. So that's kind of fun. It keeps us working together as one big community because again, all tides rise together. When the company does well, we all get paid for it. All right, so one more thing I'll add as we talk a lot about finding those 3 advocate partners. Now, don't worry if you're thinking, but I don't have 3 people who want to do this with me. It's okay. You don't absolutely have to have 3 people right when you start. We'll help you start finding customers, and you can build your organization while you're looking for those 3 partners. Often they come out of customers that love the products, and then they decide that maybe that's you. You're like, maybe I want to look at this advocate option. So the timing is different for everyone, and we'll help you strategize and structure as you go. So just breathe easy on that. All right, we're about done here, but I just want to leave you with this. You might be wondering, if I were to do this, how would I start? What does it cost? Well, I love that in doTERRA, it doesn't have to cost you anything. You don't have to start with a kit. You can. I like starting with a kit because a lot of times customers will say, well, what did you start with? And I like to go, well, I started with this kit. But you don't have to. You do what's in your budget. You don't have to spend $600 to get started like you do in other companies. You don't have to pay for your shopping website. It's all provided for free for you. Quite a few people do quite a few people do decide to start with a kit, and then you can go with a bigger kit if you want to have more products to use. It's up to you. But you can also come back and buy those kits later at any time. You can always pop them on an order. So if you haven't enrolled or purchased, that's your first step, is to look at what you want to start with to get your kit and get your account going. But there's no actual cost to sign up. That's really up to you. In order to get paid all the commissions and bonuses we talked about, you do need to be ordering 100 PV each month on that rewards program. That's going to qualify you so that you can get every single type of commission as you're earning it. That ensures that you don't miss a paycheck when new customers or those in your downline organization order, or somebody goes to your website and places an order. So the next question would be, well, what do I do first though? How do I actually start? Well, I'm going to give you 2 tips on what we've seen huge success with. We have those wellness workshops on Thursdays, and we've got one coming up this next Thursday on October 3rd. And we really recommend that if you're thinking about doing this, challenge yourself to invite and get 5 people to that, to just jump on the Zoom with you. That allows you to learn. You come on with them. That allows you to learn what we teach every week, and then you can start sharing with friends. And if they want to order some things, we're going to be recommending that they work with you and get your referral link so that you can get them the discount. So you're not expected to know anything. You're not expected all of a sudden to start helping those friends you invited. You have an upline that will help you. We'll walk you through that, and your enroller can be part of those conversations, can be working in the background to say, point them to this, point them to this. As much as you need help, we take care of you on your behalf. Please let your immediate upline know first, and then we work together as a team to make sure you have what you need. So I'm going to encourage you to attend and just start inviting, like a friend inviting friends. The other step that I'm going to encourage you to take is to go through our team's onboarding training, which is on our team website. And again, if you're watching the replay, I'm going to put that in the description here. You're going to find right at the top of the website a replay of this Zoom that you're on tonight. I update it every month, so I'll be updating the recording on there as soon as it uploads. And then the next thing you're going to see, well, you'll see a link to get that build guide that I shared the link with you. But the next thing you're going to see is called the onboarding training. And on that video, you'll take a tour of the resources you have available to you, and we'll walk you through your first getting started steps one at a time. And I actually made that video so it could be a pause and play video. So all the questions you're having we'll answer at the beginning, like, what do I do first? How do I get help? How do I use the resources? How do I set up my direct deposit? You can stop, and then you go and do the step, and then you come back and play and you do the next step. It's really that simple and clear. And before you know it, you're going to be off and running. So just go there. That's going to be your next steps. If you do those 2 things, attend our workshop on Thursday and future workshops, and be inviting people, especially if you can get 5 people to do that, and then you go and do those onboarding training and steps, you will start strong. And then we're going to help you take it from there. So to wrap up, I just want to thank you for taking an hour out of your time to be with us. Actually, it wasn't even quite an hour, but I hope you feel like you're equipped and you've got information to make a great decision for you. If it's a not now, but maybe sometime in the future, you know what? That's amazing. If it's not ever, I'm not doing this, then I wish you the very best. It's fine. But if it's like, you know what, I'm in, then I want to welcome you with open arms. Welcome to our team. Please just let me tell you, you're going to be part of something truly incredible and amazing. We have so much fun together. So wherever you're at, we just want to say thank you from our team to you, and encourage you to talk to your wellness advocate for any other questions that you have. And I am going to actually end our recording now. So, but I'm going to stay on to answer any questions for anyone who is on live. 1 second, I'm going to stop this screen share. There we go. All right. All of you on the recording, thank you, and goodbye.